Yeah, I want everyone to understand that small scale gardening or container gardening or balcony gardening, or whatever you want to call it, is the most expensive type of gardening. It is the most labor intensive gardening. It is incredibly complicated to pull it off in such a way that your garden or your small space doesn't look junky, overcrowded, not incredibly attractive looking. So, I want to talk about a couple of ways of starting a small scale garden. If you want to do it in the spring, let's talk about what you need to do. So, the first question is, how much of your garden is a hard surface? How much of it is a deck or a patio or a concrete walkway or a trellis system, whatever it may be? What are the material elements of your garden? How is it put together? Yeah, if you're going to create a landscape plan, make sure to go outside in your small space, figure out where the sun is shining during, let's say, the heat of the summer, in the fall. Make a map of where the sunshine actually reaches during the day. Look at these areas in your garden that are completely dry. They're under an overhang, they never get rain. Look at all these elements that are going on in relationship to the weather, to the seasons, and mark that into your plan so you can figure out where your containers are going to go, where a larger tree will go, where all these elements are going to go into your garden. Can you improve on increasing the soil surface? Can you get larger trees into the ground directly so they're not inside of a container? Can you do all those things? How do you start to analyze what you are capable of doing in a garden that is confined by all these material or construction elements? And how can you increase the volume of topsoil or good soil or potting mix, whatever you're using? How do you increase that volume? How do you get a growing medium that is so prolific that you can grow taller trees, that everything that is in your containers is doing incredibly well? The math is very simple. The larger the soil surface or the more soil you're presenting to your plants, the better they will do. This idea of getting something directly into the ground has an element of, let's say, threefold. You can grow trees 3 times as tall. You can have 3 times as many tomatoes. That number is very, very real. Plants that can get their roots deep into the ground always do better. Now, let's talk about all these plants that are directly planted into cement containers or plastic containers or whatever it may be, even jars and old tin cans. People do all kinds of crazy things to start growing plants and to keep them alive. So, this idea of A, starting with great soil, B, having the soil perfectly mixed. What I mean by that is, if you're growing sedums, you want it draining very well. If you're growing plants that require a lot of water, maybe you don't want to have holes in the pots. If you have all these different plants in your garden, that diversity, you're going to attract different pollinators. You're going to attract different birds. There's going to be a lot more activity in your garden. So, this small scale garden is actually associated with you creating yourself a sanctuary. What I mean by that is, you come home from work, you're able to go out on your deck, you're able to do all these things in your garden to relax, to return to nature, even if you live in a big city. That's what these backyard gardens or deck gardens or rooftop gardens, whatever they may be, that's what they can do for a human being. They can reset your inner clock because you're entangled with nature, and it's such a beautiful feeling. Yeah, there's no type of gardening that requires you to be a knowledgeable plant person. You want plants that do incredibly well in the small scale garden. You want plants that will do well inside plant pots. You want plants that will survive in against the wall where there's so much heat and so much stored heat. You want to know about plants that are basically bulletproof. There's a list of maybe 20 of them. The succulents are very good. The cacti, whatever you can get away with growing in hot areas that are against the wall, you might want to be growing really foolproof food sources, tomatoes, lettuce, radishes, the same culprits all the time. So you want to be able to do that in your small space garden. Small scale gardens require you to be very knowledgeable about your plants. And you're going to have lots of failures. You have a couple of plants in containers that you bought, let's say azaleas or whatever they may be, and they are scorched to death right away because they just aren't suitable for that type of extreme heat and without any air circulation, whatever the issues may be. So plant selection, plant selection, plant selection. Pick plants that are indestructible. Basically, if you aren't home for the weekend and you don't water, that your plants don't burn up because you weren't able to water them that day. There's all these restrictions on having these small scale gardens. They're definitely less forgiving. You have to be very smart on how you set everything up. Give your plants incredible amounts of soil, good soil to start with. Don't skimp out on the soil. You're better off actually getting better containers, taller containers, bigger containers than spending a lot of money on plant material. Get your infrastructure, your soil structure, your container structure in place before you go out and buy all these expensive plants. Make sure that you understand when the plants are going to flower, when they're going to attract pollinators, how tall a tree will grow in a container, how wide it will grow. There's all these variables that you as a gardener have to sort of really pay attention to in small scale gardening. It is really important to make yourself a wish list or a list of why you want this small scale garden to be part of your life. If it's for growing food or for enjoyment or for having a sanctuary, whatever it may be, write down or describe to yourself exactly what you want to achieve with the space that you're given. When you buy a house, you end up with these backyards that require a lot of work, a lot of attention, and a lot of loving care. So make a list, make a plan, figure out exactly what you want to do to get to the other side of having a paradise in your backyard. It's not that hard. You might only have a balcony with a couple of mums on the balcony for you to water. At least you have something that attaches you to nature, and that's a very, very important aspect of small-scale gardening. It is very simple. Interacting with life is a very healthy mechanism for humans to heal themselves and to experience a connection to nature that is being lost every single day in our society.